interesting edition of Home Truth Nigeria. Today, I want to talk on the topic: should I date a Nigerian man without a job? Now, I've encountered ladies asking these questions because a lot of these ladies are meeting men online who have no source of income, and some are wondering, Home Truth, I met this guy, he's got no job. I'm really confused. Do you think I should date him? Well, my answer to this is yes and no. Now, yes, because there are certain factors that should be in place that it's okay for you to date the guy, irrespective of the fact that he's got no job. And know if these factors and conditions are absolutely not met. It's totally true that in Nigeria that high unemployment, especially with this sitting government, since the beginning of this year, we're experiencing an all-time hike in food prices and general standard of living. Things are very, very, very expensive, and for this reason, you would meet a lot of Nigerians who are skilled, educated, but yet unemployed. However, you've got this other part of Nigerian men who have decided to take matters into their own hands and they go online, to look on how to, scam people through romance scam and other, sham visa marriages. Now, keep in mind that the percentage of Nigerians who are engaged in this are very, 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 very minute compared to the general population. Now, given the unemployment rate, a lot of Nigerians resorted to either traveling out, for greener pastures, so they could have a fresh start to life, or those who can't travel out or who don't want to travel out will decide to start a small scale business, back home, either through money they've saved or loans from financial institution or contributions from family and friends, because the ultimate goal is definitely to survive. Now, those who can't afford to travel or have nobody to help them, start up a small scale business, some of them would go online to look for you guys. Yes, you guys overseas, to see if they could improve their standard of living through you. And what they do is they basically offer you love, marriage, relationship, happiness in exchange of you taking care of them. Now, I need to point out that not every Nigerian man who you meet online is out there to scam you. There are a lot of Nigerian men who are genuinely looking for partners online, who are actually looking for love. But when you meet one who is telling you all of these things, you need to understand and know certain factors before you start opening yourself up for this guy. Because understanding these factors, you would know if this guy is actually real or genuine. Now, that aside, it's also important that those of you who meet these guys online, when you meet them, you know, they look for ways to, fleece money from you to take care of themselves. Now, 80% of a lot of you ladies who are going online. 80% of you have been in contact with, 80% of you are talking to guys who are actually not having a job, guys who actually have no source of living. And the funniest thing is that a lot of these guys, they end up promising you marriage and even proposing to you, asking you to marry them. And this has resulted a lot of ladies, a lot of you pondering, thinking, can I go on with a guy who has no job? Is it right to date him? Like, I mean, given the situation of things. Now, here are my reasons why I said yes, you could date a guy who hasn't got a job. First thing you need to understand is that this dude wants out of his condition. Now, any Nigerian person who hasn't got a job, it could happen. It is nothing new. Being jobless could happen to me, could happen to you listening. But the thing you should watch out for is not that he's jobless, but what is he doing to come out from that situation? How is he handling the situation? Is he making effort to get out of that situation? Like applying for jobs. How many interviews has he gone for the past uh, 3 months, 4 months? What alternatives has he got in case, for whatever reason, he doesn't get a corporate job or a white collar job? Has he got plans, alternative on how to go about a small scale business, at least to make effort meets? Because if he indeed has plans to do all of this, having an income, then you can understand, okay, that you're with someone, despite the situation, despite the troubles he has at the moment, is still looking for a way on how to get out from his current situation. At least you could now see that, okay, I could be with this guy, given the fact that he is looking for a way out. He's not relaxed. He's looking for the possibility of at least improving his life 1% without asking you for money. He wants to do it himself without asking you for money. Keep that at the back of your mind. Another thing you need to look again is you need to look at his prospect. You need to look at the prospect of this guy. You know, there are women who meet guys in school who don't have any source of income, guys who are in one apprenticeship, have no source of income, but they still stick with these guys. They stick with these guys because a lot of these women are foresighted. They could see that, okay, this guy could be jobless, but he's so skilled, he's so hardworking, he's so organized, he has a plan, mapped out for how he wants to handle his life going into the future. And a lot of ladies, they stay with these guys because they understand that with a little bit of effort and time, everything will go well, for these guys, because they see that these guys, they have prospect. I could remember very well a lady from the UK who met a Nigerian man who was running a food bank. He wasn't any money. This man was jobless, but he volunteered to run this food bank, to help people in need in his communities to have food to eat. And this lady actually did love this man more, despite the fact that this man had no source of livelihood. It was a charitable organization, an NGO. He wasn't making any money out of it. The lady still stood by this man, and within a year and a half, this guy got a job in the UK, relocated, and they settled down. So you see, looking at the prospect of this man is very, important, because sometimes you could look at the absence of not having a job or a source of income, for prospects, because you could see that, okay, this guy is going somewhere. You could see it. You could see effort being made towards it. He's not just telling you with his mouth, "Oh, when I get this, I want to do this." No, that's not the situation here. Now, given these two conditions, you can totally date a Nigerian man who has no job temporarily. You can do that because you can see this individual has a trajectory, he has a trajectory, he knows where he's going to. Not just that, he is backing it up physically. You can see he is pushing, is fighting, is knocking on all doors, is doing everything possible to see that his standard of life and condition changes. However, if these factors I mentioned ab initio are not met, if this Nigerian man you with doesn't meet these two factors I talked about, then you could have a situation where he will be dependent on you, which is one of the worst things that can happen to you if you are dating a Nigerian man. Is to have a Nigerian man who is totally dependent on you. Now, there are situations where your Nigerian man can, need you for some time, given perhaps things are tough. We've all had rough times, and you're depending on this person to help you, go by within the next few days or weeks or a month. It depends what the situation is. This could happen, but it shouldn't be a regular thing. Therefore, it is important that if this individual doesn't fulfill this condition and is all dependent on you, he is very comfortable asking you for money, telling you he needs a new accommodation. You pay for it, you pay for furniture, you pay for medical bills, you pay for a computer. Now, the funny thing is that these guys, they would beg you for things that would make it seem impossible for you to say no. I mean, somebody coming to ask you that he needs to get an apartment or he's going to go homeless, and you're like, okay, this guy loves me, he wants to marry me, why would I watch him go homeless? Or he comes to you to say he has no food, he's hungry. I mean, you wouldn't want to see that, okay, this guy you love is actually starving. Or he comes to tell you that he's sick, something is not well with his body, and he needs to go see a doctor, given he has no health insurance. You would like, okay, why would I watch a guy who loves me and want to get married to me, you know have complications with his health, when I could just assist him, with all of that, so they come to you with the funniest of things, and you end up pain, because these things you see them as okay, these are basic necessities to life. Ordinarily, he should have them. And then they put themselves in a situation whereby they make you feel this kind of love, and you feel like you're the most important lady in the world. So when they ask you for something, it is difficult to say no. Even when your mind says no, your head is like, but wait a minute, this is my future husband. This guy is going to walk into my life and is going to take up the responsibility of raising my kids as his. Let me support him. And you definitely do that. Now, another thing is that you take away the responsibility for you towards these guys, because Nigerian men are raised to have responsibility. A lot of Western women still are drawn to Nigerian men because they understand that an average African or a Nigerian man is raised up to take responsibility of his own, to protect and to provide for your family. So a lot of women are running towards African men because of these traditional core values. Now, if you find yourself in a situation where you're dating this guy, he has no job, and all he does is to ask you for $50 a year, $20 a year, $30 a year, $10 a year, and you're like, yeah, that's not much. I can do that, and everything will be fine. It's all good. You could do that, but it is not a good start, because it will not end. You're not encouraging this guy to like, hey, I should be the one asking you traditionally, but I went out to get a job. That's why you're asking me. So you should do the same thing. Go get something doing, no matter how small it is, so you can be independent and you stop being dependent on me, because on the long run it will be a problem. And also it's important to understand that a lot of these guys who are online, some of the things they say might be premeditated. That's the truth. A lot of these guys you meet online, some of them are not there to look for love. Some of them are there to find a woman who can help improve the standard or quality of life. They would meet these women online and then promise them wonderful things, make them feel special. In exchange, these women would take care of them. So the truth is, a lot of things, a lot of these guys you're meeting, you're not just meeting them by chance. They are there because they want to get something from you. It's not by chance, it's not coincidence. And if you look at them, they always pick women within a certain profile. A lot of them would leave these younger women because the younger women would certainly question a lot of things. And they look for women who are way older than them, old enough to be their mom, old enough, they know that, okay, this woman can give me kids, old enough to, like, okay, I would use my youthfulness and my charm to get everything I can from this lady. So when they make this lonely lady who is just all by herself, fall in love, they would get something from the lady, and that's the truth. And a lot of these things, what you guys understand, that it's been premeditated, it's been planned from day one. So immediately they smell your financial status, they will start getting money from you. So the truth is, a lot of you might ask, okay, why does it matter if I decide to date a guy who has no job or has a job? What matters is love. That's true. Love is important, but love is not enough. Now, look, guys, there's a very strong correlation with women in online relationship versus guys who are actually without a job. These two variables, they are strongly linked. What are the chances that you go online and the men who are writing you, out of 10, 8 of them have no job, but they are promising you love and they are also asking you for you guys to get married? It's no brainer. A lot of you jump into it and you're like, okay, all that matters is love. But what a lot of you don't do is that you don't do the background check to understand that some of these actions itself could be premeditated, you know, because there are a lot of stories, whereby you see a woman, falls in love with a guy, gives this guy money upon money. At the end of the day, She discovers that, okay, this guy is actually a scammer, he's scamming me. And then she decides to clap back. I have no problem if you want to give whoever you're talking with money. If like you make him put him in your monthly budget, I have no problem. But why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this because a lot of you, when you are scammed at the end of the day, you will sit down and on your ring light, position your camera, and then you will start ranting. Topic: never date a Nigerian man. You would categorize over 200 Nigerians to be all scammers, whereby the percentage of people who scam in Nigeria, they are less than 5%. I agree, 5% of over 200 million is a huge number, given that it's even higher than some population in Europe and some part of the world. But these women would, come out and make videos that would attract hundreds of thousands of views and comments. And by doing so, they spoil the chances of the real and genuine Nigerian guys who are basically online looking for something serious, because there are real and genuine Nigerian guys online looking for something serious. So, but because a lot of you don't understand what it means to be a Nigerian man, you don't do your background check, you just jump into it and then you start spending money. By the time you realize it's late, and then you categorize every Nigerian to be the same. So, guys, it's totally fine if you want to date a guy who has no job, but the question is, what effort is he making to get out of that situation? What are his prospects? Does he understand what it means to take responsibility? Or is this guy just comfortable, asking you for money here and there? Given his age, nothing is done in his life. He's actually asking you to come get married to him. If this is the case, I would tell you no, because at the end of the day, you would be in a very sad and sorry situation. And that is why I always would say to you guys, please be very careful when you're out, online looking for love. Make sure to an extent the guy you are with or you're talking to meets a certain expectation before you could decide to go a little bit further into the relationship. So, guys, if you got questions, you can always write me on hometruth86 at gmail.com. With this, I would like to say a very big thank you. If you want to comment, please respectfully like, share, and subscribe. Home Truth Nigeria, peace out.